All right, hey everyone, welcome. We're doing a new series, Conversations with a Veteran. We're here with Mike.
Hello, how you doing?
All right, so we're just gonna wait for people to come in, get them a chance to get in. Oh, I should probably turn on the comments. There we go. Yeah, so usually I have somewhere between 10 and like 60 people. It just depends what time of day it is and all that. So, but it's a wonderful day out here, though. Beautiful day here in Cali. Clouds. We're excited to come sit outside by garden. The garden that he's working on, by the way. How's your garden coming?
Actually, it's coming along really good now that the weather is warming up. The soil is warm, so we'll see expression of the vegetables.
What do you have growing back here?
Oh, it's a little bit of everything. Leeks, onions, okra, corn, zucchini, squash, lemongrass. We even have some cotton growing out here.
Cotton. Right
Yes.
on. What's up, Vlad? How's it going? Yeah, great, man. Yeah, it looks really good out here too. Pretty soon you're gonna need a scarecrow. I thought also you said you got corn. Did you take out the corn?
No, there's corn out there.
Okay.
There's lemon. I mean, it's a lot of stuff out there I didn't mention, but it's and we're getting donations all the time. So we just have a bunch of eggplants, like 6 I need to plant.
Eggplants, right?
Peppers.
Ooh, yeah, peppers will grow real good here.
Yeah, and a bunch of leeks. About 200 onions.
Right.
Yeah, I got to put them in the ground.
And you actually plan on starting your own little YouTube channel based off of not gardening, but but gardening.
It's called Faith to Farm.
Okay.
And having, obviously there's different religions, but having your personal faith to go out and farm and then grow food that's your own cultural food. Like if you're Italian, probably Catholic, you have a food that you eat that's your culture. Or if you're Mexican, probably Catholic, but the food is very different.
All right, so I'm gonna be helping him with that for a little bit. He wants to get some videos started. I'm gonna help him shoot some videos here in his garden. So when that starts coming up, I'll link it up. So if you guys were interested in seeing what he has to offer, you guys will be able to. What's up, Mr. Starhead? Hey, Vlad. I'm doing all right. Glad to see you're doing well too. Okay, so today we're here with Mike. Mike is a veteran, and Mike is going to be giving his initial thoughts on First Amendment auditors. He had never heard of First Amendment auditors until I told him about them. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's correct.
All right, so we're going to start here with, why don't you give us a little background into you and your military service?
Well, I was born in Sacramento, went into the Army, and served last century in the 80s. Ultimately, I worked fixing medical machines, biomedical equipment, repairman, and had the blessing to be at the Presidio in San Francisco and really hang out there with Letterman Hospital. And the dead bodies went to the left and the dead machines went to the right. I never got it confused. I always went to the dead machines.
Great. All right, great. So that's great. All right, so when I first came to you with this idea, because I came to you weeks ago with an idea for, I want to do some collaborations with you on some of the stuff. So I first told you about First Amendment auditors. I didn't show you any videos yet. When you first heard the term First Amendment auditor, what went through your mind?
Well, I mean, it was really the idea of auditing the First Amendment and what that means in the context of, the 21st century. That's kind of like what raced in my mind. But then, we talked basically about it. And then the videos I saw today, it just brought up questions of what our rights mean in the context of, a global pandemic, I just say a gray area that everybody's in. What does it mean to be, to have rights while we're under, basically a police state and nobody's in the streets. And then more people are losing their jobs. More people are in questionable circumstances. So, there's going to be a need to not only reset the economy and how we do things, but we need to be mindful of our rights not being infringed upon, because there's always people wanting to take our rights away.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you and I can both agree upon the fact that there is definitely need to police the police. I mean, not every police officer does the right thing. Just like, you know, not every one of these auditors, or what we like to call the ones that don't do the right thing, frauditors, do the right thing. I mean, there's bad apples in every batch you get. So I mean, I think we all can agree that the cops definitely need to be watched, the bad ones, but not every cop is a bad one. You would agree with that statement?
Well, yeah, I definitely. I mean, in the military, a veteran, there is a need to police society, but there's an overriding need to make sure people are trained well, and that people that inherently are in law enforcement for the wrong reason, there's some accountability and consequences for their behavior that, you know, is not serving the needs for anybody. It's just their personal, you know. I believe some people get high off of hurting other people.
Yes, I think you are absolutely right. I think those are in any profession, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just you have that sort of mentality. It's what you're going to do. The power gets to them. They get power hungry, and they feed off of the negativity and that they cause because of the power that they have. So that just goes without saying. That's not just a First Amendment auditor or police sort of thing. That's just a everyday life thing.
Yeah. But when somebody has a gun and they can, for real, you know, infringe upon you, you know, incarcerate you, and or just make you have a really, really bad day, you know, in this current era, you know, we were turning the corner, I thought, under the last administration. The current administration, I mean, we're back in, there's this gray area, things change daily. And then now with the coronavirus, in that context, you know, we got to be really careful, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so back to the First Amendment auditing thing. All right, so I showed you 3 videos. I showed you a video from Accountability for All. I showed you a video from Auditing the USA and Auditing America. All right, so the first video I showed you was from Accountability for All. It was his latest video where he was supposedly saving a homeless person. So, what are your initial thoughts after you watched that video?
Well, my initial thought was, hey, this is, I mean, the security officers didn't seem like they knew what the law was, and they seemed like they were wanting to cause a problem. And then so the folks that were doing the video were prodding them, and in that, I wouldn't say insecurity, but in that space where they really didn't seem like they knew what they were doing, now they're under a little pressure. And then when the backup came, you know, it was like 6 or 7 officers, and, you know, now they got the team with them. And in terms of the video that I saw, you know, one person actually made a call and got what appeared to be some direction from a higher up, and it kind of de-escalated. Mm-hmm. But it could have went very bad if there wasn't a camera there, and if there wasn't folks there that had a cool, at least some leadership that had cool heads.
Yep. No, I totally agree with you. I was watching the video. The security officers in question, they really didn't seem to know the law. They seemed to allow Josh, the frauditor, whatever. they allowed him to pretty much run the whole situation. He went and he was talking about how the Supreme Court said you can sleep wherever you lay and all this, and you know, he didn't really bring up any case studies for, you know, to prove such a thing. And we both know, in California at least, there are quite a few city ordinances in different cities that pretty much make it illegal to be homeless. They don't always follow that. Like in Sacramento, for example, if you stay in one spot too long and you have like a sleeping bag or whatever on you, you put it on the street, you can be cited. You can be ticketed. Literally, you can. So I find it hard to believe the Supreme Court would have a case like that. Anyway, the security officers, of course, wouldn't know this sort of thing. They're not practice law. You know, they don't practice the law, or maybe not all of them. Maybe one or two does. But anyway, they don't. So they're not going to know that what he's spouting is pretty much bullshit. He's just, speaking to, hear himself talk, and he knows you don't know, so he's just going to say whatever he wants to say, sort of thing. They don't know that, so of course they're going to back down, especially when there's a camera involved. When you bring a camera in, especially when you're on your job in an official capacity, you're going to get scared. You're like, well, what if I do the wrong thing? If I'm wrong here, I can get fired. Especially in the environment we're in right now with the coronavirus, that would make them a little bit more cautious as to, really defend it and say, oh, even if they're like, well, I don't know about that one. I think you might be wrong with that one. But they're not going to challenge him because they don't want to risk it.
Well, yeah, it's just the controversy of it because, on both sides of it, there's ambiguity. Like, you're putting your foot on the guy to see if he's woke, and then the other guy is filming, he's saying he's kicking him. Well,
perception.
Yeah, well, it's perception, but the camera is there capturing you. I mean, were you kicking him? No. Did you put your foot on him? Yes. So when the other guy comes...
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have put the foot on him, but there was definitely no kicking.
Oh, no.
And that's what they put on the video.
Exactly.
This guy kicked him, just so they can get the views in.
Of course.
And then they're giving, you kicked him, you kicked him, you kicked him. Like, no, he put his foot on him. Wrong, yes, but far from kicking.
Right. Well, that if somebody else that's coming onto the scene, the backup, and it's like, oh, well, you kicked him, and you're filming, you're going to be a little more apprehensive about doing something because somebody said he kicked him, and he did.
Exactly.
And then there's a camera, and, it's lights, and, let's just say you're making $15 an hour, and, you got to go home. Do you really want to escalate this?
Exactly.
But, it doesn't preclude the law being, clear in everybody's mind. But, the guy was, he wasn't like, he didn't have a bunch of personal belongings with him. He was just like by himself on the ground. So the judgment call would probably go for him just being, talking to him. But, so if the guy had like, a lot of clothes with him, or he was a little more dingily dressed, it probably would have went down differently. Because it was in Boston, and it was in a highly lit, looked like a pretty nice neighborhood. So all of that plays into it, but doesn't change what the law is. And so we need to be clear on what the law is in all situations.
And you got to remember, it differs by state and by city. They have different ordinances, different laws, different ways they handle such situations. Okay, so Mr. Arhead says they cherry pick the laws, and she's talking about the auditors. That's very true. Barney Miller, right? They don't want to lose their jobs. That's exactly true. The people that are being shot on camera, they are being extra cautious because they don't know. If you don't know, I know if I don't know, I'm not going to sit there and spout like I do know, because you don't want to look foolish, especially on camera.
And if you get it wrong, not only are you going to lose your job, you may get sued.
Exactly.
Why would you put your foot on him? I mean, if I was a lawyer, why would you? So you thought that they were sleeping, so you put your foot on them? So
Agreed.
You're going to look silly.
Agreed. Yeah, I think we both agree that the foot should have been put on him.
Yeah.
By the security officers. Okay, so then the next video I showed you was, I think it was auditing America.
Yeah.
And it was a relatively tame Auditing America video. He was at an airport, and pretty much another, I think it was a TSA agent, came up to him and all that. And okay, so what was your initial thoughts on that video?
Well, yeah, my initial thought is like you're just provoking, and which is okay, but having some better information to share with somebody is like just I'm just shooting public, and I have a right to be here. Well, maybe not. This is a restricted area, and maybe you don't have the right to. You might want to do a little more detailed research, because if it's a judgment call, and somebody says, "Well, I thought," and he appeared, well, you might get a gun drawn on you because it is a restricted area,
This is true.
and you're filming.
This is true.
So
And so it was, like I said, it was a relatively. There wasn't a whole lot going on in that video. Anselmo pretty much, he did his little spiel like, then he did the whole spiel of there are cameras everywhere. I really love that when they give that excuse where they say, you shouldn't be worried about my camera because you're being filmed all over the place. Yes, that is true. But the cameras that are being filmed that you're not holding aren't
Right.
being uploaded to YouTube. They aren't there to make fun of certain individuals for the way they react to a certain situation. They're there for security purposes. They're not going to be uploaded into online and stuff like that. So there's a big difference in that. That's why I love that when they use that excuse. It's like, look, you're being filmed all the time. Yeah, but all those films aren't being uploaded online, buddy.
yeah. Well, for me personally, I'm a black guy, and I always have to caution on the air of, being safe and secure and think through things. So, the vast majority of media, people that I know that are in the media, they have media badges, they identify themselves, they got a picture of themselves on their body, and they're just another level. But, cameras, there is no free speech. There's free speech with an asterisk. You have a camera, but you just can't go willy-nilly filming people.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the public space, because hey, the laws change. As soon as you cross that line, over here it was cool, but over here it ain't. So we just as a society need to be clear on going forward how we're going to do that. I think in terms of pushing the envelope, like really standing on what First Amendment means.
Mm-hmm.
In a modern era. But we need to be diligent. I think we need to be diligent on knowing where we stand.
Agreed. I totally agree with you. All right, so I'm not sure if this is working right now because I'm not seeing any new comments. Maybe it stopped again. I don't know. Last time I did this, it kind of stopped. The last comment I got was from Sean Zyke. I think that's how you say it. They cannot spell law, so if somebody could type something, if nothing's been typed, to see if it's working. Because if not, I'm not sure if I'm getting any of these comments. I try turning it off and on again. I don't think it's going to be working. Well, I think it's...
So is it live or is it...
Yeah, we're live right now.
And then, but it's archived and people can see it, but they can't respond.
It's live right now.
Yeah.
It's live right now, and usually how it works is, like whenever someone types something, I get it right here on my screen.
Yeah.
But, okay, it's working good. Never mind. We're good. Okay, so people are just enjoying the conversation. Okay, that works. Okay, cool, great. All right, so for all of you new people who just came in, because we have 25 people now, we're talking here with Mike, and we're just talking about, I showed him 3 videos of different auditors, and he's never heard of a First Amendment auditing before, so we asked him about that. So we're just discussing the videos and his thoughts on the certain videos that I showed him, and we already discussed Auditing America and Accountability for All. So if you guys missed that, you guys are more than welcome to, when the stream is finished, to go ahead and go back and check out what you missed. Okay. So the third video I showed you was of one of the frauditors that, at least on this channel, it's one of they love to see because he's an idiot, auditing the USA.
Yeah.
Now, he was the third video we saw where he went into the private business and was trying to get the police's attention while they were conducting an investigation.
Right.
All right. So what did you think of that video?
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of silly. It was in a convenience store, and it was almost like they had the duct tape, like basically like somebody got shot, but I think it was because of the coronavirus. They had areas that are normally for self-serve, it was kind of taped off. But the police are trying to do their job, and this guy trying to provoke them while they're trying to do their job, investigating probably a theft. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of silly, me personally.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that it's like they're doing, and then they're sitting there questioning somebody, name and badge number. really, you can't wait for them to have a second, and then you can ask them what their name and badge number is?
Right.
Is their name and badge number really that important as to what they're doing right now? You don't even know what he didn't even know what they were doing.
Right.
He's went there, name and badge number. Oh, they're ignoring me. All of a sudden, get Mr. Self-Important over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it like you said, if that's their, it's my first time seeing them. If that's what they do, they're just trying to provoke. Well, I guess it's cool. But, hey, if it was somebody trying to investigate you being accosted or hurt or stolen, and you're delaying it, allowing somebody to get away or, heaven forbid, hurt somebody else, it's kind of not cool.
No. All right, so that was the third video we saw. Now, after watching all three of those videos and seeing kind of like, that's just a small sample of what these First Amendment auditors, some of them who are frauders, do. There's all kinds of different ways they do it, different confrontations. They don't always go as non-confrontational as this. In fact, the more confrontational they are, it seems the better the videos do, because people love to see that.
Oh yeah,
sort of thing. So, after seeing those, what are your thoughts after seeing the videos? After seeing kind of like an example of what they do, is it something that you yourself would follow?
Well, it kind of piqued my interest to see, exactly what a real confrontation would be. That was, I won't say staged, but one that is just trying to gain some clarity and trying to, I guess you would say, weed out the bad apples, so to speak. Because here in Northern California, just recently, there was a police officer who's, attacking a young kid over a cigarette. It just, it just seems like it didn't make any sense. I mean, there's pent up emotions on both sides, but over a cigarette. So yeah, I think for me, looking at how we really protect our rights and how we challenge that, because it's better. I think it's better to challenge it when it ain't for real serious. Somebody's life is in danger, or somebody has already been hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Vlad the Impaler would like to know, what is the gardening channel going to be called?
Oh, it's going to be called Faith to Farm, and it's really looking at agricultural production, and then how different cultures, express their faith around agricultural industry.
Yep, and I'm going to be helping him film a couple of videos. We're going to do an intro video. We wanted to do it last week, but we could never get it done. So we'll try and get it done, hopefully within the next week or two. And he will definitely be, I hope at least he will be more of a staple on the channel. He's a really intelligent guy. He has a lot of good things to say. We always have wonderful conversations. So he's one that actually gave me the idea for this kind of like segment on the show. He's really been encouraging me to, really brand out and try and get some things going. So I figure I'm gonna help him with his channel as well.
Oh yeah, I want to see success. It does something good to your spirit to help somebody else, and it's not like I want something out of it, but hey, if we come up together, it's a better thing.
Taze, this is not a panel. This is just a new segment I'm going to be doing called Conversations with Veterans. I'll be, asking some veterans, and it'll be great if I can get some subscriber veterans who would like to also have a conversation. That's more than welcome too. But this is the first one. This is Mike, and we're just talking about his initial thoughts, because he had never seen First Amendment auditors. So I thought I'd show some videos and then shoot some video and see his initial reactions to it. I showed him some rather tame ones. I didn't really get him, on the really bad ones, because I wanted to see, I want to show him not just the worst of what auditing is, but more the not the mediocre, but the tame.
Yeah, it was very tame.
Yeah, extremely. And next time I'll show you some stuff that's so not tame compared to what you just saw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, say next time, man, we can set up a time for definitely if you want to do it sometime. Wouldn't be an issue. We don't have to do it live. We could do it pre-recorded, and you can do it through that. All right, so that's your initial. All right, so now also another thing is there are a lot of people that are now a lot of people, not a lot, but there are those people that would like to call First Amendment authors and all that. They say, "Oh, you are patriots. You are doing, you're doing the right." I mean, yeah, they're doing the right thing, but they call them patriots. And when I think of patriots, I think of veterans. I think of people that are putting their life on the line for our country. And they're going around saying, well, not all of them. Some of them, I'm putting my life on the line. I don't care if I die for this cause, for shooting a camera. I mean, yeah, I guess it could theoretically happen, but I mean, what are you more? Who's more likely to die? A soldier that's going out fighting for your rights in a different foreign country, or the guy that's going to the post office and saying, I can film here? Who's more likely gonna die? And who's more of a patriot in that scenario?
Yeah, to me it goes to intent, because I from a long line of veterans in my family, and all the way back to the Civil War, so there's a definite, little more serious nature to being a patriot, in my opinion, and helping create the luxury that we have to, the time and the space to look at nuanced ways of calling yourself a patriot. When your behind is on the line, in a foreign country, and it's not an ideology. There's bullets flying. There's actual, mortars. There's for real life and death situations. And I think as a society, we take that for granted because people don't see it. We've never really had wars on our soil, since the Civil War. So the idea of what a patriot is, it's not a football, and a big tight end over the middle in the Super Bowl. That's not a patriot. A patriot is somebody putting their behind on the line so that we could be free.
Exactly. I totally agree with you on that. Noel Maxwell said, thanks for your service, Mike. Mom of 3 USMC vets who are not red and blue line heroes. Well, thanks, Noel. Mike appreciates that. All right. So, before we go ahead and break this off here, we have 46 people here. Everyone, welcome. Are there any questions for Mike or myself regarding just whatever? You guys want to know anything, or ask Mike anything, or ask myself anything? Now is the time to do that. Some time for that. If you guys want to ask him about what his channel is going to be about, what you can expect from it, whatever you guys want to know. A little delay.
Yeah. Well, what I'm doing here while waiting is I'm mixing soil. It's chicken manure and soil amendments with some sand, and
it doesn't
just
smell bad either.
Really playing in the soil, because I want a nice mix, and so the roots can get down and get the nutrients, and so the oregano will be really flavorful.
Barney, yes, cursing is allowed in videos, but I try not to do it so much on my channel. And when I first started, I did, but I'm trying not to, because I don't want it to. If it offends me, I don't want to offend anybody.
It's chicken shit.
Well, too late. Thanks, bro. Thanks.
And it's really good shit.
I started some California sweet peppers, and they are coming up good. Oh, great, Vlad. So Vlad says he started up some California sweet peppers, and they are doing good.
Yeah.
So Vlad's a gardener, so I'm sure Vlad will subscribe to your channel when it gets up and going.
Yeah.
All right, I found Texas. Mike, what would you say to young adults thinking of joining the military? That's a good question.
Well, interestingly enough, my oldest daughter, she wanted to be in the military, and I had reservations, because the world is much more dangerous than in the 80s. My advice would be decide what you really want to do, and if you really want to serve your country, join, but have a skill. Maybe go to college and then join, or at least have a 2-year degree, and do a little traveling before you go. But if you really want to serve the country, by all means do. We definitely need people to do that, but have a purpose. Don't just go to get away.
Exactly. And when you do get out, make sure you use that GI Bill. Make sure you use that money, get the education, further your education, because there's a lot of vets out there that become homeless, that have, all kinds, they get PTSD. There's a lot of things that happen, and, it's sad to see. And also make sure you look for all of the different avenues that the government has set up to help you, because, there's just so much out there that's available for a lot of veterans that they don't even know about. Like, there's some stuff that I'm learning about that I'm qualified for, that I was like, really? I'm qualified for this? Like, dang, I wish I would have known this 5-10 years ago. You know what I mean?
You filled out those 28 pages earlier.
Right?
Yesterday, you was filling out paperwork.
Yeah, I filled out paperwork, there's like 28 pages. 5 or 6 of them was the same question. The same exact paperwork, just saying they want to make sure, it was correct. So, yeah. All right, so does anyone else have any other questions for myself or Mike? Or does anybody have any suggestions for Mike to watch as far as auditor-wise? iFound I joined in 1970. I learned a skill that supported me through my entire life. That is great, iFound Texas.
Yes.
And that's the way you do it. You want to make sure you definitely, the skills are definitely important. And I'm happy that you were able to do that. And thank you for your service as well, iFound Texas.
Yes.
Anybody else who's watching, thank you for your service as well. Taze, thank you for your service. Furry Potato is jealous of Josh's boobs. Oh, Lord. Okay, so Furry Potato is a transgendered person.
Okay.
And so she does auditing as well. What she likes to do, she likes to audit religious institutions. She'll go to these religious institutions, and she'll go to a Jewish synagogue, and she'll dress as a Muslim, and just the whole shebang. Like, she'll wear the burqa and everything, and starts saying gibberish like like this, knowing damn well that they're gonna be like, excuse you, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But then acting like, oh, I just have a camera. Why are you bothering me? Maybe it's because of what you're saying, and we don't know what's going on, especially with the climate that everything is with, especially the issues between those two that have been forever.
Yeah, that's, especially right now, that's a little insensitive, because I had a really good friend of mine. He passed. He was mid-70s. He was a veteran. He died in the hospital, coronavirus. Nobody was able to visit him. The family wasn't there. The pastor couldn't even go, and talk to him about, his journey or whatever they talk about. I don't know. But the idea that, in this time, to be provocative when folks can't even go to church, I don't know. That's kind of like over the edge, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the furry is definitely one that is... I didn't show you any Furry Potato videos. Well, here's the thing. Furry Potato got tired of YouTube, because YouTube started getting on her about her videos and all that. Because they're pretty out there.
Well,
so... went over to another platform, started their own website.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're doing now. Now they're charging people to enter, and hey, it's a great business.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking that. And, I did a few videos on it to see if it was viable, if it would work, and it's working out pretty well. So good for Furry. That's great. Wonderful for them.
Well, hey, it different strokes for different folks.
Exactly.
We're out here in California, and I, like I said, I did a drill, spent a lot of time in San Francisco, and I have seen some stuff that I probably wish I didn't see, but hey, I'm better for it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so then Taze, he served between 74 and 80. He saw how harassed women were. Maybe it's gotten better. When I served, it got better. It wasn't so bad. So yeah,
Well,
And
yeah, the
encouraging
general is a
process.
woman, and the women are in leadership roles now. So yeah, it's gonna get better.
Yeah, I think recently, like in the last, what 10, 15 years, the SEALs finally had their first woman candidate. I think she dropped out. But, that's progress, They're letting someone in. And, eventually there will be a woman that gets through. And it's going to be a SEAL. You'll have your first woman SEAL, I predict, in the next 20 years, I think, at least. Maybe sooner. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be women that can do the job.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
The challenge is the culture that we have. We still are conditioned that it's going to be a male-dominated society. And, I have 4 daughters, so I definitely have, experiential learning, as we call it, have learned a great deal about the power, the strength, and the determination of women in a society that's male-dominated. So, yeah, I mean, in this new reset, the coronavirus, it don't give a darn whether you're a man or woman. It don't care what you look like. Women's empowerment is definitely in this Me Too era, definitely gonna go as far as women can take it.
All right, New York Hardcore, 1973. U.S. Navy, USS John C. Stennis, CVN 74, AO Weapons Department, G1, AWSE, 97 through 2000. Well, thank you for your service, New York Hardcore.
Woo! New York, that's like ground zero. Be safe out there, baby.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, how's everything going over there in New York? I mean, what are you seeing out in the streets there? Are things like getting better, or are they still the same? They getting worse? And yes, Barney, they don't like the truth. Very true. So they're still sitting there talking about Josh's boobs. Soon to be a hashtag Josh's boobs.
Hey.
A Cups Abrams, or is it C Cups Abrams? All right, so yeah, I'm going to tell you all right now, she would have never made it past. Think so? Okay. I scored 91% on the ASVAB 20 years ago. Whoa, congratulations, Fizzy-R. I sure didn't get 91%. What did I get? I think I got like 80s. I can't remember what I got. I can't remember. I have to go look. I have it on my records. I'll have to look at them, but I have it on there. But anyway, I did well enough to where I was Intel analyst. So I was MI. So I did all right, I think. I mean, of course I'm not. What was your MOS?
I forgot. It 35 golf, I think. Biomedical equipment technician. I was one of those geeks, they called me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Barney, First Amendment only applies if they like what you say. That is true, Barney. New York Hardcore, I no longer live in NY. I have lived here in Georgia for the last 12 years. Woo, Georgia, man. That heat, that humidity, boy, that's going to kill you. Fort Benning. 1979, I did really good on ASVAB, but it was different times then. I would not have been a good physical match. Okay, Sean. Fizzy-R, but I never served. I took it to get out of class, but I got tons of calls. Oh, yeah, well, 91%, you probably did get tons of calls and could have gone at a higher level. Oh, yeah, more than likely. Yeah, if you get like 91% of the ASVAB, they're going to be like, you need to hurry up and join. Why haven't you joined? You should have joined last week, last year. What's going on here? You know what I mean? They're going to be all over you. Like a used car salesman.
Oh.
Had interest from the Navy. See, I thought about the Navy, but I don't like the water. So there's no way in hell I was going to. Yeah, it was. So that's why I didn't do that. And the Marines, I was like, yeah, they're just a branch of the Navy. So no, thank you. E3, I think. Oh, great. Actually, what I got out as, I got out as an E3. I shake every military member's hand or policeman's hand. That is a good thing to do, Sean. They both deserve it. I think I think that's the thing. And I think that it's great that you do that with the police. Because I think being a police officer is definitely people take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Anytime they do something wrong, you did the wrong thing. Anytime they do something right, oh, well, it's your job. Of course you're supposed to do that sort of thing. They definitely get overlooked the good things they do. So I think it's always in the best interest to support them, to let the police know that we do support what they do, not just the wrong things they do, but when they do the right thing. So that's a great idea, Sean. I think I'm going to start doing that because, I think that they deserve to know that we do appreciate what they do, especially when they do the right thing. Now, when they do the wrong thing, yes, call them out on the wrong thing, but also be sure to call them out when they do the right thing as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the whole idea of public safety in the 21st century, we need to, take a look at that, because we spend an awful lot of money in city municipality budgets for firemen and policemen, and there's definitely needed. But I think there's a retraining, a new tool set that we could use to be more proactive to provide public safety.
Agreed. All right, so Tay says, I get my medical care from the VA and it's great coverage. I also get my stuff from the VA, and yeah, VA is pretty good. Yep. The price is right too. Very affordable. Very affordable. Barney Miller, there are more good cops than bad. That is extremely true, Barney. That's very true. There are
95% good cops.
Yeah.
There's probably 5%.
Yeah. But you only see the bad ones because those are the ones that are making the news.
That's right.
Yeah. Fizzy, I respect military members and police, but not those tyrants at the post office.
Yeah.
And don't forget, on this channel, we really hate the tyrant squirrels too. So I like to go to parks and I'll film and I'll question. I'll act like the squirrels are tyrants and I'll do stuff like that. People get a kick out of it, so we hate squirrel tyrants over here. All right, in New York Hardcore, into NYC, we ended up meeting an ex-member of our depot who was the acting captain of the tin house engine, tin ladder, tin that entire firehouse. Lost everyone in the towers. It was across from the World Trade Center. Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. That's crazy. Jimmy Thomas, hey now, guys, thank you for your service. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, especially everyone who's watching, thank you for all of your service. If you served, yeah, hell, even if you thought about serving and for whatever reason you were denied or whatever, thank you for at least having the courage and the foresight to try and get in. Maybe you didn't do it, but hey, that's a lot more than these people that never even tried, never even gave it a thought. So thanks for even trying if you did. Tay's Fizzy, recruiters have quotas and it's sweet duty, and they loved it when the draft was in play. People would line up at the Navy and Air Force recruiters. They could cherry pick the very best. True. Sean, hey now. Sansa, so I was. Taze is the E5. Uh-oh. E5 in the house. Make way. All right, guys. Thanks. I want to thank everyone. Before we go, are there any last-minute questions or anything like that? Again, his channel is going to be
Faith to Farm.
All right. Oh, before we go, so we're doing what we call Frauditor playoffs. So that I started out with 16 frauditors.
Okay.
And I let everyone vote on them. We're down to 4 now.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to take a look at the polling for that. So let's take a look at this before we go. All right, here we go, guys.
We're going down to 3?
We're down to 4.
Okay.
Sunday, they have until Sunday to vote.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we're down to 2. So right now we have 112 responses. This is the most I've had so far. All right, so in the first bracket, it's Accountability for All versus News Now Patrick. And News Now Patrick is still ahead of Accountability for All with 52.2% of the vote. It's very close. So if you haven't already voted, please go ahead and do the voting. The links will be in the comment section or the description. Please do so we can see who wins that. And then the second one is bracket 2. We have Carolina and Fort Worth. Oh, I gotta show you some of her videos. She is a trip. Who's leading with 52.2% of the vote over Auden USA, the guy that went in the supermarket, not supermarket, but the convenience store.
Yeah.
So she's leading over him. And when we first went into this, I knew she would do well because if you've never seen her videos, you see her. I knew she'd do well. This well, I wasn't quite sure. I thought she'd be a dark horse, and it's turning out she is. Bracket 2, who had the bigger boobs?
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't know. It's a good question. No one wins. We all lose. Yeah, Sean. Jimmy Thomas, NFP has to win. He's like the number one seed. He's the number 1 seed. Well, he's beating Josh right now, which is surprising. I thought Josh, well, because in the last couple, the previous rounds, Josh, Accountability for All, he was winning like 97.7% of the vote. I mean, there was no question that he was going to win. And now in this one, it's so close. So it's interesting to see how that happens.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Vote. Go vote. Vote often.
Did you know, I did not know Glenn had kids. Wow, okay. Well, good for Glenn, I guess. Too many refuse to follow the rules or sit and hide during colors and other things because they allow personal politics to make their wrong decisions. Yes, totally agree. What is this? Accountability for All and Oddity America really pissed me off. Yes, Barty, they're both just idiots. They really are. They're just idiots. Like, oh man, I showed you Tame crap, man. You'll see.
I can imagine. I've seen, you know, folks imposing their rights.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, let me just go ahead and go here. It's just in case anybody wanted to leave me a voice message or shoot me an email, especially for any veterans out there who would like to be a part of what we're doing here. This Conversations with a Veteran. You guys are all more than willing to come on. Just shoot me an email. We don't have to do it live. If it doesn't coincide with your schedule, we can do a pre-record or whatever. So you can either hit me up through voicemail. The number here is area code 916-382-2269, or shoot me an email at Ken Klein, KENKLINE 44@gmail.com. And look, in the coming weeks, I will be keeping you guys posted and updated on what Mike is doing with his website. I'm going to be trying to help him out with that, so make sure you guys keep a lookout in the community post section. I might even just go ahead and, if I can figure out how to mirror the link to your video, I might do that. I just got to figure out how to do that. But hope everyone has a great day. Sean Zeich, thank you for showing up. New York Hardcore, thank you. Taze, thank you. Fizzy R, thank you. Barney Miller, thanks. Stanley Haynes,
Barney
thanks.
Miller, hey!
Yeah. Jimmy Thomas, thank you. I think that's all the people that were talking. And I Found Texas, if you're still around, thank you. And all of you that are just watching, just tuning in, sorry, we're coming to an end, but you guys can always go back. We had a great conversation with Mike. He was telling us all about his what he wants to do with his YouTube channel, and we had a discussion about auditors and what he thought of it, because he had never heard of him before. So all right, so hope everyone has a fantastic day. Did you have any parting words of wisdom you would like to impart upon the masses before we leave, Mike?
Well, as we close out April, think about Memorial Day and make sure you go out of your way to think about somebody who paid the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms we enjoy today. End of May is Memorial Day.
That is great. Definitely want to do that. And maybe we'll have dude, that would be nice. We should have a big Veterans Day show on that. I think I should do that. That would be a good thing to do. So maybe I'll set that up.
Let's
definitely. That sounds good. Maybe we'll do a panel or something to where
we'll go off site,
people.
and there'll be a bunch of veterans.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. All right, so yeah, everyone, thank you for showing up. Damn, we still got people piling in. Wow, it's going up. 67 now. I want to thank everyone for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. If you would like, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. You never miss a live stream, because Mike will be back, and Mike has a lot to say on a bunch of different subjects. In fact, he gets heated on a few subjects, so you're going to see Mike nice and he's going to be pretty
animated.
Vocal. Yeah, vocal and animated on a few of these other ones. So we might not be able to do a live stream because I might have to do some editing.
Oh no!
But
I'll just grind it up. It'll be chicken shit. If you get out of sync, you'll be fertilizer.
All right, guys. I want to thank everyone. Oh, my older brother paid the price. Well, damn, Barney. I'm sorry to hear that. Keep him in prayers and all that, because you know.
We'll lift him up. What's his name?
Yeah, what's his name, Barney? matter of fact, why don't we all take this time just with the police sirens going in the background? Let's take this time to just do a moment of silence for all of those soldiers that died, that paid the ultimate price. All right, so we're going to lift up Joe here. Everyone think of Joe and all of the people that have definitely paid the price. So just a moment of silence here, guys. All right, just wanted to thank Mike one more time. Thank everybody who decided to show up, share their Thursday afternoon, evening with us. We definitely had a fun time, and hopefully everyone also had a fun time. And maybe not, I don't think anyone learned anything here, but at least let's hope it was entertaining at the very least. He was hit twice in the chest in Iraq. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry to hear that, Barney. But I'm sure, you're serious. I'm sure you were very proud of him. So, that's the thing. He knew what he was doing when he got into it. And, he wanted to help defend your freedoms, all of our freedoms.
We're free because of Joe.
Yes.
And we don't take that lightly. A lot of people pay the price so we could be free. Have another breath of oxygen.
Exactly.
Because he gave his.
Exactly. All right, guys. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. I don't know if maybe I'll have a video tomorrow. I'm having an idea. I might not finish it by tomorrow. If I don't finish it by tomorrow, we'll definitely have it Saturday. So, all right, y'all. Have a great one. Peace.
Peace.